What's up, this your boy Drizzy Drake. Smash that like button if you believe that the downfall of Ricochet is similar to mine.
So, what are my thoughts about Ricochet's beatdown on Isaiah Swerve Scott? Now, that was great stuff. That was a great angle with the scissors. But here's what I mean by this don't mean anything. Because words speak louder than your actions. Let me repeat. Your words speak louder than your actions. I will say for the past 15 years, Ricochet's actions speak louder than his words. But that's why Ricochet is a mid-carder. Because this is fake pro wrestling. You gotta talk people in the building. Now, there's marks that are saying this is the best Ricochet has ever looked when it comes to this beatdown angle with the fucking scissors. But that is not a good thing. Because, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but he has to cut a promo. He has to explain his actions. So please, get off your high horse. Yes, this was a great beatdown angle to put over a heel Ricochet. But he has to do a follow-up. It's not about the actions. It's about the words. This is fake pro wrestling. Your words gotta speak louder than your actions because you gotta speak people in the building. It's not about the fake pro wrestling. It's not about the work rate. Yes, we know in the ring, Ricochet is a great performer. But you are still in that mid-card. Okay, next week, do you think that Ricochet is going to cut a great promo to explain his actions on Isaiah Swerve Scott? No, he is not. He can't talk. This is what I mean. He needs to be in the hurt business. Just imagine if MVP was there. Just imagine if MVP was his mouthpiece, just like Conan. Now, that was great shit that he beat up Prince Nana. That was great shit. But you gotta have a follow-up promo-wise. You gotta talk. You gotta explain why did you attack Isaiah Swerve Scott? Why did you snap? Now, I'm thinking this was all an angle. For the past couple of weeks, people have been trashing Ricochet. They have made Ricochet look like Carlton Banks. Now, was this on purpose to make him snap like he's the Joker? Because after that beatdown, he was laughing like the Joker. But that don't matter if you don't have any charisma on the follow-up. You gotta talk. You gotta promo. It's not about the actions. It's about the words. This beatdown would have more upside and more potential if he had a mouthpiece, if he had a manager. Because nobody in The Rock means nobody is going to take Ricochet seriously moving forward after this beatdown if there's no good follow-up via promos. It's not about the actions. It's about the promos moving forward. Will this lead to an Andrew Tate-like gimmick? Most likely, yes. But he don't got the charisma to pull off an Andrew Tate gimmick. But that's his best bet. That's his only option left. Is to be a bootleg Walmart Andrew Tate. That's his best option on his failing, dying career. Did Ricochet get his heat back? No, I still don't think that Ricochet got his heat back because he was buried by the Hurt Business. Will this lead to him joining the Hurt Business? Will they feel like, you know what? I think Ricochet now has a killer instinct. Will they invite back Ricochet into the Hurt Business? If they see that he has changed, he has a killer instinct, I think this might be a test. I think MVP was most likely impressed by this beatdown because they still got beef with Isaiah Swerve Scott. So I still believe that Ricochet, he still might be in the Hurt Business, but this guy needs help. He needs serious help because, yes, this was a great angle, but you have no manager. How are you going to follow up on this great angle via your shit promos? Okay, let's say he doesn't join the Hurt Business. Okay, his second option is to add Samantha Irvin to his character. He needs to add Samantha Irvin to his act because that will give him mega heat. if he was to add Samantha Irvin to his act. She needs to be his manager because we all know Ricochet cannot talk for shit. There's people on Twitter, Jason X, who talk better than Ricochet via tweets, and that's crazy. Imagine being buried by a non-wrestler who is an average Joe on Twitter, Jason X, and he cuts a better promo than you. That's crazy. That's embarrassing. So there's people that are wondering, why didn't I add Ricochet to my last video on all the wrestlers that will be on the decline this year? Here's why I did not add Ricochet to that list. Because he might join the Hurt Business and they might help his dying, failing career. And he might be the next Andrew Tate. He might be Trevor Tate. He might be Ricochet Tate. So there's upside there. I think there is a strong possibility that Ricochet might prove me wrong. So that's why I did not add him to that video. Because it's very, very obvious that after this feud with Isaiah Swerve Scott, that Ricochet might join the Hurt Business. This might be a tryout. I think so. This might be a tryout to join the Hurt Business. This angle is very, very similar to Sami Zayn and the Bloodline, meaning Ricochet has to show he's worthy enough to be in the Hurt Business, just like how Sami Zayn had to show that he was worthy enough to join the Bloodline. So here's my take. I think after this feud with Isaiah Swerve Scott, I think fans will view Ricochet like a badass. I'm sorry. That's where this angle is going. Ricochet is going to prove that he is a badass. Just like Wheeler Useless versus Dean Ambrose. Wheeler had to prove that he was worthy enough to join the BBC Club. I think this is the same thing. Ricochet has to show that he's worthy enough to join the Hurt Business. So that's why Ricochet Tate snapped on Isaiah Swerve Scott. Now, I gotta speak facts. I think that Isaiah Swerve Scott is a better name than Swerve Strickland. I'm being real. I've never seen Ricochet bleed. So, will Ricochet bleed in this feud? That's going to be very, very interesting. But let's be honest, this heel turn is not going to mean shit. If his promos suck, you gotta realize that. That's facts. Promos are king. It's not about the fake pro wrestling. It's about the promos. You gotta talk people in the goddamn building. They don't care about your flips and your kicks. They don't give a shit. They will throw toilet paper at you. Case in point, last week. They don't care about the in-ring shit. They care about promos. Who's going to win this feud and who should win this feud? I think Ricochet Tate has to win this feud. It's mandatory. Ricochet Tate has to win this feud. Isaiah Swerve Scott cannot win this feud. He has to lose. We gotta put over Ricochet. Put over your investment, con man. Ricochet should not be losing. More people don't talk about this enough. What is Ricochet's upside in terms of what's going to be the highest belt? What's going to be the highest championship that he is going to win in this company? I feel like Ricochet Tate is a TNT champion. I don't view him as a world heavyweight champion. He is a TNT champion, nothing more. Look, some fans gotta realize that not everybody is a main eventer. Just like Mr. Perfect, just like Scott Hall, they were not main eventers. Just like Ted DiBiase, he was not a main eventer. Just like Jake the Snake Roberts was not a main eventer. Just like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, he was not a main eventer. For years, I always viewed Ricochet as a mid-card guy. He is not AJ Styles, but that's okay. Dean Malenko was not a main eventer. X-Pac was not a main eventer, but that's okay. Perry Saturn was not a main eventer. Raven was not a main eventer. Like, honestly, I feel like the mid-card is way more important than the main event scene. Because guys in the mid-card, they gotta graduate to the main event scene. So the mid-card is very important. For example, Shawn Michaels used to be a mid-card guy. Bret Hart used to be a mid-card guy. The mid-card is very important. who is going to be the next main eventer and who is a mid-card for life, who is a mid-card guy for life. This is going to be Ricochet's last shot on becoming a main eventer this year. In the year of 2025, this is going to be his only year, his last year left, to prove to us that he is a main eventer. If not, he is going to be a mid-card guy for life in the World Wrestling Federation and on All Elite Wrestling TV.